Installments of the World Cup fixture. First of the 2021 season. We've had a cracking fixture already, and this is going to be adrenaline action-packed to the very finish line this afternoon. It's cloudy and overcast. The wind has dropped of this morning, and that is good because these extreme canoeists need all the help they can get. It's a brutal course. It will be a 2-meter drop off the ramp that will launch them down this compact, now compressed format. There's a compulsory Eskimo roll zone as well near the finish. There's 2 upstream gates. That's one of them at the very end. They can choose either the left or right side, river right or river left, depending on their position. Typically, those that get off the start gate very quickly are hard to beat in this brilliant new format, and it's exciting because it will discipline. First time in the Olympics in Paris in 2024, and this is the lineup. Our first 2 quarterfinals of the ladies. Naomi Fox was very good in the C1 class this morning. We have 3 ladies that were in that C1 final that come back to battle, and Naomi one of them. Karina Kuhnle has got a late draw, the very good Austrian, and this is the first quartet of ladies. Naomi Fox, that is, on the left side of the ramp, wearing bib number 8 for Australia. 8th in the C1 this morning, under 23 C1 world champ, bronze in Ivrea in Italy. Then Ksenia Krylova sits next to her for Russia, 24 years of age. And the K1 team gold with Russia, 2020 Europeans, wearing number 9. That is Anna Faber. Nice to see her break into smile at the big launch she's facing, 25 years of age. Individual silver under 23 Europeans recently. And Ekaterina Porova, the senior of the first quarterfinal, if you don't mind my saying, is on the right side in the blue boat for Russia. This will be fast and furious. This drop is awesome. I went up to it, and I must say it is intimidating. And here we go. First extreme quarterfinal heat is away. And Naomi Fox is just ahead on the outside for Australia. She'll lead down into the second gate of Ksenia Krylova in second. Back markers Anna Faber and Ekaterina Porova. But Naomi Fox now comes to the option here. She chooses the right side rather than the eddy option on the other side of the river. Naomi Fox is running away with this first quarterfinal. Look at the gap she has established. The 24-year-old nearly into trouble just before the last in that downstream gate sequence. Naomi Fox, she keeps the boat upright when she had to. That is the compulsory Eskimo roll from the Penrith Valley Canoeing Club down in New South Wales, just to the north of Sydney. Naomi Fox off the big stopper, right-hand side, but she's got a little bit of company from Ksenia Krylova. Anna Faber, I'm not sure, negotiated that gate properly. It will be a fault if they fail to complete in the required line, and if a fault is quicker than a clear round, it is of course the clear round, doesn't matter what the time is, that will progress. But no question, Naomi Fox is way ahead of the others. And also going to qualify is Anna Faber. Anna Faber for Germany, and Naomi Fox. They head off into the semi-finals, first ladies, in the first of our quarterfinals here in Prague. As we say, 8th in the C1 ladies final, and there is confirmation. In fact, I thought it was, because Anna Faber had a fault. That is now confirmed, as I suspected, and it is going to be Ksenia Krylova who in fact qualifies because of the problems for the young German. So Russia and Australia are the 2 nations that will proceed into the semi-finals here in the Czech Republic. It is, of course, a fast and furious start and race in its entirety, so we will have to await confirmation from our judges. What we say doesn't go, it is just our impression. There is a significant difference for these extreme boats. They are 2 meters and 5 centimeters long. The max length, though, is 2.75, so choice of boat length is permissible. The max weight is 18 kilograms. And those who are fastest in the heats, they can choose their position. Into the next heat they progress into. And we now set eyes on the second of our quarterfinals. This is Teresa Fizarova, the first we see for the home nation. She was very impressive earlier in the ladies C1 final. And Romain Prigent, 22 years of age. There's some real young talent in our extreme canoe this afternoon. Had a very good late World Cup season, winning in Tassen and second in Po. Antonia Oschmalz is the young Austrian. She's also got a very good record. Her brother paddling here. She's 20, fifth in the under-23 world champs in 2019. Paddles for the Klagenfurt club. And Paulina Mugaleva completing our lineup, and she is a brilliant extreme paddler. And we are underway. Big drop off it is for Teresa Fizarova. The Czech has stormed out into the lead. She's clear coming down to the second downstream gate. It's a long run for the start before then. Brakes go, choice here, left or right. Fizarova heads river left and quickly away. Did she negotiate it properly though? No. So I'm afraid the Czech challenge falters. Romain Prigent is in second at the moment, and the Eskimo roll section is done very quickly by our ladies. They are so quick to capsize and right themselves. This is a real head-to-head here. Oh, it's a real tussle going on there, but these two are absolutely locked in battle. This white water has been so good as, oh no, we've got a missed gate at 8 as well, so who is going to be second now? It's a bit of a shambles, the second quarter-final, because, well, the lady in second had it absolutely in the palm of her hand, and I'm afraid, I think, had a late mistake. We will give you confirmation of the fate of the second quarter-final. Teresa Fizarova, Romain Prigent, Antonia Oschmalz and Paulina Mugaleva, our judges, analysing quite intently here. There's some discussion. And we can confirm Paulina Mugaleva, she is an extreme specialist. She wins. She won the World Championship here in Prague in 2019. Paulina goes straight through, along with Antonia Oschmalz. They are the two to qualify, Austria and Russia, joining Russia and Australia from the first quarter-final. It is fast and furious, it's all happening. Even our judges are being stretched to their attention. And as we say, this is a wonderful new sport that will debut in Paris. It's been on the International Canoe Federation's development program on their World Cup fixture since 2015, and it is developing at a phenomenal rate. Numbers are booming. 2-meter ramp is ideal. It's not mandatory for each of the races to have that start ramp, but it is a great fixture. And now the third of our heats. This is Fiona Penny for Great Britain, wearing bib number 6. She's had an average week so far by her very high standards. 6 World Championship medals for Fiona. And she lines up next to Martina Wegman. This is a whitewater specialist, qualified for Tokyo's Olympics. And Sona Stanovska wears bib number 19. And at the very far side in the blue boat is the European champion, Miran Lascano, wears bib number 14. Now, this could be a very gritty head-to-head here. I fancy the gloves are going to come off here, and I fancy Fiona Penny is going to be punching. She starts very well. Away on the right side goes Fiona, number 6, pursued by Martina Wegman closely. Back marker at the moment is Sona Stamkovska. Fiona Penny through the choppy white water. She opts for a river right. Martina Wegman goes on the other side, but Fiona Penny is well clear. She darts downstream, and the others are, well, paddling at a standstill at the moment. And Fiona Penny has got this quarter-final by the scruff and collar. Eskimo Roll was absolutely lightning quick for this paddler from Alexandria up in Scotland, lives now in Waltham Abbey in Essex. Fiona Penny colliding with 6, but it doesn't matter as long as she is the right side of it. Collision, unlike in the canoe and kayak events, does not matter in the extreme formats. And Fiona Penny, well, poor, like Muhammad Ali, just punches the penultimate downstream gate out of her way as if to say, I am through. And that is an absolutely convincing quarter-final victory for Britain's Fiona Penny, double Olympian, Hong Kong and Rio. She was 6th individually in Brazil. Well done to her. That is the first of the third quarter-final. Will be back to batter. And I think she looks in fearsome form. And she'll be joined, yeah, by Martina Wegman. They were first and second off the ramp, and they hold their positions. These heavy boats, generally it's felt that if you can get in the lead off the ramp, you've got a good chance of finishing in your start position. Oof. Awesome to watch. Pretty much as anything goes in this extreme canoeing. You can't deliberately contact or hit an opponent, but you can have boat-to-boat contact. That is okay. You can be disqualified in various ways as well. Breaking the start, missing a gate. Dangerous paddling as well will see you out. And Caroline Trompeter is on the far left of the ramp, 26 years of age. She was the world champion at the inaugural Extreme Championships in Po 2017, and aiming the barrel of her canoe paddle is Austria's Karina Kühnle, number 7. Camille Prigent looks very relaxed, but I think it's a steely determination behind that French smile. And the young Canadian, Lois Betteridge, enjoying her top of the ramp experience at the far right side of the final quarter-final ramp alignment. Here we go, and well, Karina Kühnle has got my money, middle of the pack, and she's away quicker. Just ahead now of Caroline Trompeter. The Austrian is very good through the early gates. World number 2, current double European champion. Won just 5 weeks ago, but Trompeter's just edged ahead, but ooh, the back marker storms through. Camille Prigent, but she's got to go back. She's had a problem clearly. Caroline Trompeter, though, now in control through 4 and 5. Beautiful through those rough, wild water waves. Eskimo rolls, mandatory 25-meter stretch. You've got to complete it in. Down to the last option for the young German. And it's tight enough here, this Austro-German battle. Camille Prigent, we do here, has missed the 4th gate, so she is out of the reckoning. And Caroline Trompeter's got the luxury of just being able to paddle home fairly conservatively here. Of course, it could be an an endurance challenge for her. Look at the coolness, because she knows the semis and the final are awaiting, hopefully. Karina Kühnle and Karin Trompeter qualifying. Austria and Germany are through into the semi-finals. Here's confirmation. Falls for both Lois Betteridge and Camille Prigent, the Karin Trompeter and Karina Kühnle. They were very comfortable, both of them. And we have our complete lineup to go into the semi-finals. Review of the final quarter-final heats. And as I thought, just the determination of Karina Kühnle, the Austrian got ahead, but then very quickly early on in the course did Karin Trompeter go into pole position. She held on beautifully for Germany. Of course, doesn't matter apart from the fact that they are both qualified and they've both saved a bit of bicep muscle power as well for the bigger heats to come. This is the planned Eskimo roll. Of course, capsizing, not penalised in C1 and K1 of itself. You just lose some time and a little bit of face out on the course. Kühnle, European champion, looking very comfortable. And we have a superb lineup for the semi-finals. The first semi-final is going to be a Russian affair, because Ksenia Krylova and Polina Mugaleva has got all of the experience as the world extreme champion, battling Naomi Fox. And Austria's Antonia Oschmalz is the first of the pair for Austria to come back to battle. Fiona Penny looked fearsome, and she will carry the British Union Jack into the semis. Karin Trompeter was very comfortable. Karina Kühnle and Martina Wegmann, they've all got experience on both whitewater, C1 and K1 classes as well. And it is a super lineup that we wait for here in Prague. So the men's quarters, and Stefan Hengst is the world champion and very much part of the 16 men that will come back. He'll be in the third of our quarterfinals for Germany. There's going to be some battle here for the men. Vit Prindis trying to add to Czech glory, having picked up both C1 and K1 titles for the home nation. And Vit will be the very first on the ramp. Stefan Hengst, there he is in the third quarter-final, the world champion with young Joris Otten. And then big quarter-final four with Finn Butcher, the Kiwi, battling, again, another big name for Czech paddling, Vavrinek Hradilek. And yes, this is the first of our men's quarters. Looking cool as a cucumber and wearing number 1, Vit Prindis. Home city is here in Prague. He's the world number 6 in the blue boat on the left of your picture. Mara Leitner, again, looks icy cold for Austria. Wearing bib number 9. Then Mark Zielonka, the very young Canadian at just 19. And lastly, far right of your picture, is the very powerful Spaniard, 33 years of age, Johan Crespo. And we are set for the first of the men's quarters, Prindis, Leitner, Zielonka and Crespo. Vit Prindis, triple European champion, is the first to break from the pack on the far left side of your picture. The world number 6 on home waters, trying to add more gold to the Czech trophy cabinet, and he is away to a blazing start, pursued by Mario Leitner. The Austrian is on his tail. And they come down to the first gate, and the Austrian gets into a bit of traffic, exiting the gate. And he has actually kept ahead of the field despite having his way totally blocked off. It is, of course, permissible. That is just the luck of the draw Vitprinder's second now, as Mara Leitner ducks into the murky, peaty waters of the Vltava River. Again, like Caroline Trompeter, was second after the ramp, but then quickly caught up, but he's having problems on that upstream gate, as I think does Vitprindis. So this is all changing here, and Crespo missed gate 4. We'll have to wait for the judges about Vitprindis's result on that very first upstream gate. Couldn't quite precisely see, but I have my suspicions. Vit thinks it's a job done and dusted. Let's hope so. Coming across the line, Joan Crespo. There's confirmation of the problems for, sadly, Mara Leitner, missing gate number 6. Poor Fitz, fast and furious, even for these world-class competitors. Confirmation, though, Vitprindis is through. And Mark Zalonka, the young Canadian, has also snuck through into the semis because of the faults for both Mara Leitner and Joan Crespo. So it was all change after the ramp with an overtake maneuver and then faults coming. So Vitprindis, the Czech, and the Canadian, Mark Zalonka, both battle through out of the first quarterfinals. Well, we hope you are enjoying this action. This incredible new Olympic discipline will debut in 3 years' time now in Paris. It is going to be electrifyingly exciting. The sport is booming, and when you see these kind of pictures, this kind of drama, you can well understand why there is a change. Because Vitprindis, we can now confirm, is joined by Mario Leitner. So in fact, Mark Zalonka, I'm afraid, is not qualified. I can't, I'm afraid, give you an explanation for that, but that is the judge's decision. Now, on we go. Second of our quarterfinals. This is Benjamin Renya. Second in the Po Extreme Canoe Slalom last year. The Olympic champion for Britain. Fiona Penny through for the ladies. Can Joe Clark add his name to the semis? Mikhail Pasuit, 29-year-old, looking very calm, wearing bib number 12 in the blue boat. And waiting for the cheers is the great Venezuelan. His senior debut was here in Prague, trained by Ana Diaz. That is Alexi Perez for Venezuela, out on the far side. A bit of an advantage, I think, being on the outside in a way. You can just keep out of the other's way. So I'd rather be in Ben's or Alexa's position. Here we go. Down the big ramp, and Joe Clark, Olympic champion, is head-to-head here with Ben Renya. The Frenchman's just nipped ahead of the Brit down through the first downstream gate off the big stop, and now Joe Clark, Ben Renya, absolutely locked in battle here. There's nothing to split them. Joe goes river right and looks to have come out better. Yeah, the Brit is ahead here, but he's now pursued by the Pole. Mikhail Pasuit has done very well out of that first upstream gate. And it's Poland and Great Britain now in charge of this one. Joe Clark looking very cool, very composed here, as Mikhail Pasuit is about 5 meters behind him. Joe Clark just colliding with 6, but no penalties incurred. Ben Renya got his chin stuck on that upstream gate, but again, not penalised, we think. And it's Ben Renya and Mikhail Pasuit now locked in battle for second, because Joe Clark, shakes his head, dusts off the water. And and says, I am here, meaning very serious business to come back for the semi-finals. Commanding performance from Joe Clark. He's the world number 2 in K1 and adding extreme slalom to his portfolio. Of course, not going to the Tokyo Olympics, but he will hope to run both K1 and extreme canoe in Paris in now just 3 years' time, and Paris as well, like Tokyo, rapidly approaching. That is the confirmation. Joe Clark, Ben Renia, France and Great Britain join Vit Prindish and Mario Leitner, the 4 men qualified. That will be the composure of the first of our semis. Joe Clark here proving the point that if you're first to land after the big drop, you are hard to beat, and that is, I think, partially because they can get the choice of which of the upstream gates they take, either right or left side, to suit their style. And of course, there's a bit of a difference in the location of that first upstream gate. If you go on the right side of the river, it's above the stopper. The left side is below the stopper. That's where Joe went. Has the advantage then, he can use the stopper to break his boat, can turn more quickly, and that is why the Olympic champion has used his advantage out of the start to win the second quarter-final. But now things get very serious because Stefan Hengst in a full dual helmet, the world champion, sitting on the far left of the picture. Galindo Chiarello, the young gun for Switzerland, sits alongside him in the dark blue boat, bib number 6. Ondrej Tunka for the Czech. He's forgotten his helmet cap. That is number 19. And a very cool-looking Joris Otten joins the fray. Stefan Hengst won the Extreme K1 at the Canoe World Champs in the extreme category 2019 here in Prague. So, of course, he knows how to win over. Ondrej Tunka was also Team Gold K1 at the Worlds in 2017, and we are away. The world champion is just powering on here. Stefan Hengst has got clear water as he's down through the first of the dual gates at 2. They've got to go through the middle of that pair of gates. He opts, in fact, unlike Joe Clark, for the river right option there. Stefan Hengst is running away with this one. He's being pursued by Ondrej Tunka. Now second. So the Czech have got a hope of getting another one through to join Vit Prindish. But Stefan Hengst is looking oh so comfortable. This is a real demonstration of his command and mastery of this sport. From Hamm up in North Rhine-Westphalia, up in the north of Germany. And he's 27 only. Ondrej Tunka having a little bit of a battle with Galindo Chiarello, but Stefan Hengst has already done his fist pump premature celebration, but why not? He knew the job was done and he just angles his boat down across the finish line, cool as ice. Stefan Hengst. Interesting to see him in the full helmet. Of course, he's done so much of this sport, so he's well aware of the safety implications. And yes, he will be joined by Ondrej Tunka. That is confirmed. Galindo Chiarello and Joris Otten, they are knocked out of the third quarter-final. So 2 now qualified for the Czech Republic, Vit Prindish and Ondrej Tunka. Germany, Stefan Hengst is the hot favourites into the semis, but he'll face stiff competition from Great Britain's Joe Clark, Ben Renia for France and Mario Leitner for Austria. They are the 6 men that are currently assembled, with 1 quarter-final still to come. Seen here as our extreme kayakers are ferried back to the start to get ready for the semi-finals. Stefan Hengst jumps into the back of the little buggy, and he will certainly be the favourite. But Joe Clark adding this sport to his kayaking portfolio could be a real challenger for Great Britain, I fancy. But now we focus, because the last of our quarters, Wawrzynek Radulek is up there, left side of the ramp. Born in Prague, his first World Cup victory was here back in 2007. He'll face the might, the man from Otago in New Zealand, Finn Butcher, wearing bib at number 7. And then 2 for Russia. Oh, very cool. Nikita Gubenko gives us the spectacles. That is bib number 10. And a Russian all-star cast, because Sergei Mamistov, the 24-year-old, was 26th in Evrea's Europeans. He was the world champs in Lascaux, wearing bib at number 15. 2 for Russia, 1 for the Czech, the giggling Wawrzynek Radulek. And Finn Butcher will fly the Southern Hemisphere flag for New Zealand. Here we go. Finn Butcher is the first to land. Number 7 for New Zealand is off very briskly, pursued by Wawrzynek Radulek and Nikita Gubenko. Sergei Mamistov, the Russians, in 3rd and 4th. But Finn Butcher grits his teeth. This powerful Kiwi drops down off the stopper to come river right. It's going to just hold the lead out of the upstream gates, but it's really neck and neck here, because Nikita Gubenko's caught up beautifully. Finn Butcher sort of swats the downstream gate out of his path as the big Kiwi now charges down. Eskimo rolls beautifully. Nikita Gubenko, though, right on his right shoulder, and Wawrzynek Radulek is out of the competition. Finn Butcher now braces himself through the big waves here. Again, just pumps through the upstream gate, but it's really tight here. And I think, yeah, Nikita Gubenko's gone ahead of the Kiwi here. It will not matter. They're both going to qualify, because Wawrzynek Radulek has had that early fault, and Sergei Mamistov is nowhere to be seen. So Finn Butcher, Nikita Gubenko, they are very comfortably qualified, and a dramatic and very exciting final quarter final completing. New Zealand and Russia joining the semi-final party. It was just sheer power from Finn Butcher. He landed first and just did not relent. He was like a bulldog coming down the big river of Vltava. So powerful, and he just did not let up. He held off Nikita Gubenko, and those two qualify very, very nicely into the semis. We have a complete picture for the men, and we hope you're enjoying the action. It is thrilling. Make yourselves a cup of tea. Sit down if you're not, because I tell you, these semi-finals and final, what is going to take place, because these men and ladies, they are all calm, composed, but also absolutely bidding for victory. This sport is exceptional, because you can really feel the big whitewater rivers of these guys and ladies kayak when they're not competing or training. This is really being brought to the public eye. And I think the likes of this young man will be watching on thinking, well, I would not mind a bit of this myself. And this is the confirmed lineup for the men's first semi-final. Vit Prindish will fly the home flag, the first of the Czechs, alongside the Olympic champion Joe Clark. They'd be the two men to watch in the first semi. But Ben Renia is a very powerful paddler as well. And Marin Leitner, with that late change of the judge's decision, is the late qualifier into the first of our semi-finals. The world champion, though, has got to be the man to watch. He looked very composed. It was almost too easy for Stefan Hengst, if such a concept exists. Finn Butcher, well, he'll have wasted a bit of energy, certainly, fighting off Nikita, the Russian Nikita Gubenko. That is our second semi-final. Back now, though, to the ladies in this absolutely thrilling Extreme Canoe World Cup here in Prague. And we get ready for our first of the semi-finals. Two for Russia. Ksenia Krylova joins the extreme specialist Polina Mugaleva. And so we cast our eyes on Naomi Fox, is going to be on the left side of the ramp. Naomi, 8th in the C1 class this morning. She sits next to Ksenia Krylova. This very impressive Russian, wears bib number 9 in one of the two red boats. And still smiling, the young gun, Antonia Oshmaltz. Bib number 12, and very well serious, and then showing her relaxed side, Polina Mugaleva, number 20 on the right side. Here we go, First Lady semi-final is about to explode into action. The first to break is Antonia Oshmaltz, but it's very tight with Ksenia Krylova, and Naomi Fox is jostling with the Russian, and Naomi Fox has gone very cunningly, craftily, I got stuck between my adjectives, ahead of Ksenia Krylova. But on the right of the river, Antonia Oshmaltz has been quite sneaky as well, but I think, yes, Naomi Fox is clear. Polina Mugaleva swats out of the downstream gate at 4 and 5, but oh dear, that is very disappointing. It's a failure to complete, I'm afraid, for Naomi Fox. That is so disappointing. She's out in the lead, but Polina Mugaleva is in command with that penalty for the Australian. Polina has had a very good individual silver here in Prague, the Extreme Worlds of 2019, and in Rio de Janeiro 2018 was an individual bronze. And she won the Extreme World Cup in Krakow in Poland in 2018. So disappointing, very much so, for Naomi Fox. She crosses the line, probably unaware of the penalty just at the moment. And that is going to be rough news going to come through. And yes, that looks to be, well, Ksenia Krylova looks to be given the nod. We'll confirm that for you in a moment. Of course, the decisions have to be video verified, such as the speed and the collisions out on the course. And in fact, also faltering is Polina Mugaleva. So in fact, Ksenia Krylova is joined by Antonia Oshmaltz. So Austria and Russia in again a jumbled affair. That is not in any way to criticize extreme canoeing. I think it's brilliant, but of course they are tiny margins here that are being decided by our judges. Whether there's been fair play, whether the gates have been negotiated as they are designed to be at this speed, and with the collisions, it's a hard task. And therefore, we appreciate your patience whilst we have to wait for our judges to confirm the results. You need a replay. because with all the action, well, my human eye certainly is just not quick enough to exactly, or certainly reliably, consistently decide what has happened at this very, very quick rate of occurrence. Frustration for Naomi Fox, but that very good. 8th place in the C1 ladies final this morning will set her sailing away from Prague in good spirits. So here we go, the second of our semis. Caroline Trumpeter, very, very cool on the left of the ramp, is alongside Fiona Penny. She was immaculate in her first quarter-final, bib number 6 for Great Britain. The powerful Austrian Karina Kühnle, again, right in her comfort zone here in the extreme events, is bib number 7. And Martina Wegman on the far right. Don't discount her. She's very, very talented. Enjoys the big white water, the likes of the big Kaituna River out in New Zealand. She enjoys paddling that. Vit Prindish also, the Kaituna is his big favourite out of the competition task, and away goes. Fiona Penny is off at the gallop again for Great Britain, pursued by Caroline Trumpeter, and just behind them, Karina Kühnle in a battle with Martina Wegman as the back markers. Fiona Penny just gets clear of the river right upstream choice at 3, and again the Scot is powering away. She's well clear of the field here, followed by Martina Wegman. No, that's a frustrating judge's verdict just coming through that will knock out the Dutch paddler. So Fiona Penny's got this one stitched up by the looks of things here. Just a quick, safe passage. Breakout through the eddy, last of the upstreams. Ooh, no. Caroline Trumpeter came right in her path there. Now, I could almost think there was a ground for an appeal there because she had no way to get out of the gate. We will see. But Fiona Penny, I think, was done a little bit of rough justice there. She's still pursued by Martina Wegman, who again is having to, well, she thought she had to represent, I think, at 8, but she changed her mind and just kept on going. So again, poof, it's all happening here in Prague, simple to say. And we await for our judges because we very, very much need their help. Let's just say that. So there's the confirmation, and I think Fiona Penny rightly is into the next section. Karina Kühnle will join the Brits. That means that 2 are now qualified for Austria. Just great to see this fierce determination that is required to progress in this ultra-demanding sport of extreme canoeing. It's new on the canoe slalom agenda, and I must say, it's a great sport to bring to the Olympic stage. It's going to be hard judging. They're going to have to be very, very quick and on their guard in Paris. But Fiona Penny and Karina Kühnle go forward, and we finally get our quartet of ladies. And Austria very much in the driving seat, Karina Kühnle and Antonia Oschwalz. Fiona Penny, though, she must be the favourite. She's looked so comfortable. And the Brit will be joined by Ksenia Krylova. Our 4 ladies. to give us the final ladies champion. It was Claudia Zwolinska who won the K1 kayak yesterday for Poland, the first of our ladies winners. And we now come to the boys. And looking very calm, as you'd well expect, his home city, Vit Prindish. Number one, looking unfazed. Then it is Benjamin Renia. He's going to ride the waves for France. Bib number 4, he's a very cool customer. And he sits next to Joe Clark. Clarkey from Staffordshire, Stoke-on-Trent. And he's looked powerful. He's looked in total command of his kayak, as you would well expect. And Mario Leitner is trying to put another one through for Austria to join the two ladies who are through into their final. Here we go. The men's first semi-final is poised for takeoff.
One course and only 2 spots in the final. Ready? Go!
Vit Prindish is the quickest away, but Joe Clark is right in the thick of things here. But yeah, Vit Prindish comes quickly through the first downstream gate. Joe Clark's dropped into 3rd place now, and Vit Prindish has got a little bit of clear water here. Ben Renia is on his tail, and Ben turns very tight back to 3. The 3 on the left side, and just Mario Leitner, the Austrian. In fact, the Austrian decision to go river right has paid right off, because Mario Leitner is now ahead of the pack through this rough water downstream gates, through the Eskimo roll, and well, the Austrian is running away with the show. That was his good decision pre-race to take that upstream option. And can he now maintain, again, going the other side from the boys that are stuck, basically? Wow, this is fascinating. 2 decisions that have turned this first semi-final right in Mario Leitner's direction. And of course, he was the kind of lucky qualifier, if you like. He came in ahead of the Canadian, the young Canadian who was already qualified. And Mario Leitner leads Vit Prindish across the finish line, and Joe Clark looks fairly disgusted, if such a thing can happen for an Olympic champion. And Mario Leitner has got a smile the size of a Cheshire cat, and I well understand why. Just decision-making from the Austrian. He avoided the collision paths that the others got themselves into. And he's safely through with the home hope, Vit Prindish, are the 2 that will come back for the finals. It's all happening. Vit Prindish first to land. And he survived these tussles at both of the 2 upstream gates. Congested was the run through these eddy sections on the Vltava River. Mario Leitner, well, it was an exhibition of early decision-making, I think, from the Austrian. Just chose early, either pre-race or during race, to go on the other side of the river. Avoided the other lads. And Mario has put Austria into a very good position in these extreme canoe finals, with Antonia Oshmaltz and Corina Kula in the ladies, and Mario Leitner with Czech company from Vit Prindish.
Speaking about the second semi-final, that will decide who will be in the final round. Number 3, going to the world champion.
But the world champion looks very, very composed, doesn't he? Stefan Hengst is wearing bib number 3. Finn Butcher is going to give him something, though, to think about. I could imagine he looks very relaxed, but I think he's going to really grit his teeth down this river. And Nikita Gabenko looks ice cold. Expressionless is the Russian, apart from his hand gestures. And Andrei Tundra on the far right of the picture. So Andrei Tundra alongside the tall figure of Nikita Gabenko, and the Russian is the first to break. Right alongside the bow of Finn Butcher as they power down, but the world champion is on the inside. He cut that line very tight into the first, did Stefan Hengst, and we'll have to wait for the decision. I think it's okay. Finn Butcher now, again, like the Austrian just qualified, Mario Leitner opting for the other side. He's joined by Andrei Tundra, but New Zealand now ahead of the pack. Finn Butcher just ducks out the way of fall. This powerful thorax he occupies, and then Eskimo roll beautifully through. And the New Zealander is charging away with this. He's got Stefan Hengst in his wake. These look to be the two to qualify. Finn Butcher takes the river right option, and he is powering through. Stefan Hengst, though, got a little bit stuck on the stopper, but I don't think Nikita Gabenko is in touch, sadly, to capitalise on that mistake from the world champion, the rare mistake from Stefan Hengst. Finn Butcher idles across the line, shakes off a few of the drops of water, and Stefan Hengst will also qualify. Finn Butcher for New Zealand will await confirmation. Looks to be alongside the world champion going into the men's final. So super scenes here in Prague. It's been a wonderful first World Cup fixture. We have seen superb competition pre-Markleberg next week and pre-Tokyo's Olympics, and confirmation. New Zealand and the Czech will complete our male picture into the finals. Austria, the Czech Republic, New Zealand and Germany, 4 nations, 4 men to come back to battle for the first Extreme World Cup of 2021. Just a question of the reserves of power in Finn Butcher's muscles. I hasten to think he's got more than enough in reserve to come back to battle for a Kiwi victory. It's going to be a ferocious contest. What has Stefan Hengst still got in the tank as well? Is the question we don't yet know. Much lighter in frame than Finn Butcher, the world champion. And with the final coming pretty shortly, it's going to be a real question of just how quickly they can dissipate the lactic acid, get their muscles fresh and elastic to come back to bid for victory. So this is the kayak roll zone, and it's covered by our 4 to come confirmation. Vit Prindish, Finn Butcher, Mario Leitner, and Andrei Tundra is the 4th to qualify. And I just draw breath because Stefan Hengst has been put out of contention. I missed that on the graphic. Apologies for that one. I'm assuming that was the first gate that looked to go the wrong side of. So Andrei Tundra is given the nod, and just confirmation again of the ladies 4. Great Britain's Fiona Penny is looking so powerful. She'll have strong Austrian competition from both Corina Kühnle and Antonia Oschmalz. And the dark horse for Russia, Ksenia Krylova, is the one to hold the Russian flag into the ladies and men's finals for the extreme canoe slalom here in Prague. So the ladies are in good form up at the start.
Yeah,
She's trying to get a pair of Russian glasses that we've already seen displayed. Fiona Penny trying to catch sight of the ladies' extreme gold here in Prague. She's looked awesome so far. And she'll start again on the far left of the ramp. Her preference as the top qualifier. Karina Kühnle sitting on her left-hand side, number 7. One of the Austrian pair. And the Austrians split by Ksenia Krylova. Now stony-faced the Russian because it is business time. Bib number 9 and still smiling, still believing a victory is possible. That is Antonia Oshmaut's number 12 on the far right of the ramp. Who will break first and who will have the power and determination? Determination not really in question, but when it gets really gritty, who's going to dig deep and pull this extreme ladies kayak final out of the river Vltava. Here we go, ladies final is launching into action, and Karina Kühnle is the first to drop. The Austrian is now chased down. Boy, oh boy, Fiona Penny just made up meters on landing. The Scot surges ahead of the Austrian. Fiona Penny is running away here with the ladies final. Down to the first upstream gate, but jostled out of position by Karina Kühnle. Karina Kühnle has cut ahead of Fiona Penny through the eddy section, was just tighter to turn through the breakouts. Now 4 and 5, no change in our leaders. And 3rd and 4th, Antonia Oshmaut and Ksenia Krylova, but now Karina Kühnle. Eskimo roll, no problems. Fiona Penny, though, is way in her wake. It's about 20 meters that the Austrian has got to enjoy as she romps home. The lady from Vienna, 33 years of age, world number 2. That result does not affect the win. Antonia Oshmaut, we can confirm, missed gate number 5, and Karina Kühnle, the double European champion, won in Ivrea just 5 weeks ago, is going to lift the extreme canoe slalom here in Prague. Big smiles, and we, of course, await for our judges' confirmation. Karina, a former double world champion, she won in Tassen in 2010. Back-to-back wins coming, 2011 in Bratislava. And we believe that is the top pair on the ladies' podium. They've battled side to side throughout the heats and the finals. And we think Karina Kühnle takes the victory, and there's confirmation. Karina Kühnle wins the gold medal here in Prague, ahead of Fiona Penny. It was such a fight for Fiona to get ahead of the Austrian, but then into that first upstream gate, Karina Kühnle just turned too tight and hangs on for victory. The Austrians bow first to drop. Just picked up into a flat sprint. A little bit of contact there, just put the brakes on Karina Kühnle and allowed Fiona Penny to surge past. This was the crucial moment here. Just inside line from Karina Kühnle. Fiona Penny could do nothing about the Austrian cutting inside of her. And there it would stay. Yeah, this sport is purely one for the very, very hard and tough. It is superb to watch, and well done to our ladies. It's been a serious demonstration, and this is the confirmation of the World Cup point standings after the first leg here in Prague. Canoe-Kayak has a 5-point advantage going into Magdeburg next weekend. Fiona Penny second and Ksenia Krylova in third position, and we will go down to hear from our winner.
Extreme Slalom World Cup, what a race, tell us more.
It was a tough battle. All these girls, they're like really pushing it, and I really like to see that it's an exciting race, and yeah, it's so much fun to race. It's really exciting.
And on the first upstream gate, you use your board to gain position. Did you do that on purpose?
When Fiona passed me on the start line, I knew my only chance was to get in one of the upstream gates in front of her, and so I just tried that on the first stop. Yeah.
Great, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, well done to Canoe-Kayak. It was impressive, so dominant, and great to see her in this new sport, a canoe slalom, again proving her very versatile abilities. As there, the mighty Vltava River powers down at our Prague Whitewater Centre. And these four men, two for the home nation, Vit Prindiš and Ondřej Tunka, carry the Czech flag, trying to have a third win this weekend. Yuri Priskovic winning yesterday, and Lukáš Rohan, the C1 Czech champion today, so a third win is possible here. And this man, in his home city, would love to claim the last fixture of the opening World Cup meet. Vit Prindiš wearing bib number 1. He's going to face very stiff and focused competition from Finn Butcher. He's looked so good. Bib number 7. This man has got his tactics absolutely honed for these extreme canoe slalom finals. Mara Leitner showing all the guile and wit needed to win, because it's a sport that needs a bit of headspace and thinking to try and get your right line in the heat of battle. And Ondřej Tunka completes our lineup, number 19, the second for Czech. Here we go. The last race of the 2021 World Cup here in Prague is lined up for battle.
Ready.
Finn Butcher looks ready to absolutely charge here off the ramp. Watch out. Yes, the Kiwi lands neck to neck with Vit Prindiš. Vit Prindiš, though, has gone ahead for the home nation. Finn Butcher is second, as the world number 6 from Prague is well up here of the field, but goes quite wide there. Back to the first upstream gate, he chose the left side of the river, but Vit Prindiš has got, absolutely acres of water space here. Down through the downstream gates, Finn Butcher's pursuing him for New Zealand, but I'm afraid not even seen in the Czech rear mirror, because Vit Prindiš is absolutely running away with this one. Carves back through the second of the upstream gates. And great to hear our commentator here getting very excited as the world number 6 and triple European champion from Ivrea this year has just simply glided to victory. Vit Prindiš backwards through the finish line, and the Czech have got a triple crown here. 3 male victories for the home nation. Vit Prindiš is the icing on the home cake. Well done to him. It was a very commanding, very easy performance to hold off the strong New Zealander. Finn Butcher was right on his shoulder off the ramp, but Vit Prindiš was just too strong. Well done to him. He's our last winner of the Prague weekend. There's going to be confirmation in just a moment. And again, just to see how close these kayakers are having a good chat. And there's the confirmation of Vit Prindiš winning the opening World Cup leg of 2021. Holds off the strong challenge from Finn Butcher. And They are our gold and silver medal winners here in Prague. Well done to our boys. And I must say, it's a thrilling sport to watch. I can't wait to see how this extreme canoe slalom develops in the run-up towards Paris in 2024. The sport is booming overall, canoe slalom. 35 nations are qualified for Tokyo. It was 30 for both London and Rio de Janeiro, so 5 added to the Olympic start list in terms of nations. And it's going to be 3 new nations, Mexico, Chinese, Taipei and Hungary, that make their Olympic debut in just a matter of weeks now out in Japan. But this is Vit Prindish's real walk to victory. Was under no sort of pressure. Well, of course he was, but that is the class of this Czech paddler. A river he knows backwards. And he leaves Finn Butcher, Mary Leitner and Andre Tundra decisively in his wake. So the choppy waters of the River Vltava that have hosted 2 Europeans and 2 Worlds can wait till next year, and we'll go down to hear from
Extreme Slalom
our champion.
World Cup winner, Vit. How do you feel to win here?
It's nice. After yesterday's race in slalom, as I was disappointed with my performance in the final, I really enjoyed it today. It was fun, and the final run was much easier than I was expecting. The semi-final was much harder. So yeah, I'm happy with it, and good start of the season.
And what was your strategy for this race? You started first, finished first. Did you choose a gate?
Yeah, I was choosing it kind of randomly, and I was lucky that I won the heats in the yesterday, so I can choose every time the right lane, which was a little bit faster. So for me it was good, and the key point to be fastest on the start, be first in the first gate, and then I can choose the gate. So it paid off, and I'm happy that I survived it, I won it, and I'm healthy to do another World Cup.
Great, thank you, congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Well, superb to hear from Vit Prindish, and he crowns the Czech cake beautifully. 3 wins for the home nation. Yuri Priskovic winning the K1 kayak yesterday. Lukáš Rohan winning the C1 men's final this morning. And Vit taking the extreme canoe slalom this afternoon in brilliant, cool fashion. Jess Fox winning this morning the ladies C1 division, the world #1. Eventually came good here in Prague, and she'll go to Tokyo to try and complete her medal cabinet with that elusive Olympic medal. And Claudia Zvolinska, winner of the ladies K1 class yesterday. They are our champions. And we hope you've enjoyed the coverage here from the Prague Whitewater Centre. It's been non-stop action. It's a quite thrilling sport. And if you can go to your local canoe club, hire yourselves a canoe or kayak, get in the water, do it safely. Make sure you've got an adult with you, put your life vest on, look out for currents. And if you're going out onto the big ocean, check the weather reports. Don't get caught in any big winds. But get into the sport, and we will see you next year here in Prague. And of course, next week we'll be very happy to welcome you back to Markleberg. This is the final confirmation. The World Cup standings after Prague. Vit Prindish, it's Finn Butcher and Andre Tundra, so the Czech nation in extreme slalom are really looking very strong in the World Cup standings, leading to Markleberg, La Seu d'Urgell in Spain. And the finals in Po is our World Cup agenda. Well, from myself, Ed Holloway, it's been a real pleasure bringing you the action. We'll see you next week in Germany. Thank you very much for your company.